Hello, welcome back to the ministry. We are coming back to finish the final part of the Bodyguard. So I wanted to repeat the scriptures. I know I talked fast in the last one. Um, the scriptures I gave was Ephesians 6:10 through 18. That is the full armor of God. The prayer of protection, Psalms 91. And lastly, Psalms 27 and 5, covering yourself in the shield of invisibility with the blood of Jesus Christ. So, with that being said, anoint your head in oil, cover yourself in these situations because the enemy ain't playing in this season. So, when it comes down to it, she done yelled at Frank, told Frank all this. I can't take all this stress. Some of your guardian spouses are going to be in some stressful and high stress situations. You don't understand the level of stress that these people are under in being in these places, spaces, and events, so on and so forth. Sometimes you see the pretty part, but you don't understand the things that they had to go through. I remember years ago seeing an interview with Michael Jackson, and everybody remembers, oh, remember Michael Jackson and all this? I remember him literally telling us, like, there are some places I ain't never seen the front of because of the fact that they had to take me in the back because it was so much of a commotion that if they brought me in the front door, it would have been a mess. He's never seen the lobby. They had to take him through the kitchen. Sounds kind of like how they used to do people back during slavery times and segregation, where they had to bring them through the back door. And you would think that due to the fact that we're in the times that we're in, that things like this wouldn't be happening. But yes, especially for people of that caliber nature. But they do that to stop mobs from occurring. The level of attention these people get, the people that are so honest, yeah, the level of anxiety. Remember one time I was looking at somebody's performance and the person came up to the front of the stage. And for one, I'm sitting there looking at the performance trying to figure out how the heck did the security let this person run past them to get to the front of the stage like that? I mean, they didn't get up there, they didn't get on the stage, but it's like they were delayed in response. You know how much anxiety that puts an entertainer in? And they had to still continue to perform? Still. After that. Person comes, runs back, runs all the way back down the aisle. Now, to me, it looked like they were possessed by a demon. But, hey, you can look at it however you want to look at it. The enemy ain't playing. The enemy will literally use anyone with a hole in them as one of his military assignments. Go back and look up the movie Manchurian Candidate. God hasn't called me to watch that one because it's a big political film. I mean, he don't really call me to politics like that. But the point I'm making, I remember years ago I was watching and it stood out to me. I was watching the show Days of Our Lives, and it was one of the characters on there. He had been through military level training, and it's something interesting that you find is when they go through military level training, it's called it's not a kill switch. It's some form of a washing tactic where they will use a trigger, whether it's a word, whether it's an action, whether it's, they'll even use maybe something that will trigger a light sensory, what have you, to cause this person to slip into a level of hypnosis. We've all seen hypnosis. I talked about this in the movie review for Now You See Me that um, they don't want to talk about it. And I don't want to get into that like that. But we've all heard about certain forms of brainwashing. And is used in order to get people to be docile and or trigger them to do whatever they want them to do. It's a form of hypnosis. Okay? I'm not going to dig deep into that. I'm going to leave that right there. That's a choice on your end. If you understand what I'm talking about and you can read between the lines, there you go. So, when you think about these things that have happened to certain people abruptly, Versace, Whitney, all these people abruptly, and some people would, they may or may not want to say it, but the person died recently.